2009. There's more from Mike Zimmer.
Each week, everything keeps me up. You know, they're very explosive offensively. They're second in the league. You know, obviously they've got a great quarterback who knows where to go with the football. Gets the ball out in the right place. He's very accurate. Gets the ball out early. The running game is much improved. You know, the two backs, Kamara does a great job on making guys miss. You know, the other back, Ingram, is a strong physical runner that gains yards after contact. All those things, they do a great job in play actions, do a great job in the screens, and so, you know, we'll have to be on point.
What do you know him well?
Oh, he hadn't slept in 6 days. And that's the reason when I came, before I took this job, I was asked to be a coach. And that's the reason why I decided not to be a coach, because they don't sleep. They're up all the time. He's the reason why I'm on this side instead of the other side.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Zimmer.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, they accomplished a lot. And just think of what this Vikings offense has been through.
Yeah.
Change of quarterback. They lose their star running back, and Pat Shurmur is probably why he's going to earn himself a head coaching job. It's been really unbelievable. So let's talk about that matchup, that Minnesota offense. And then that Saints defense also that came from nowhere, and they're just so effective. What changed?
I think the two rookies, Marshawn Lattimore and Marcus Williams, coming into the fold and being drafted this year, I think that's what's taking this team to the next level. Marshawn Lattimore is a shut-down corner, and he has the next 10 years, he's going to be a guy we continuously talk about as a Pro Bowler in this league. And then Marcus Williams, athletic on the back end, gets sideline to sideline. They have a ton of confidence in their young secondary back there.
And then you got Von Bell leading the team in tackles. I mean, a great tackle and safety. So a lot of unsung heroes also, like Cameron Jordan, all-pro year, a great player. But you know how many double-team Sheldon Rankins I've seen him take on so he can have a one-on-one and go get that sack? How about Manti Te'o? All right, first and second down linebacker, but I watch these backers, and I'm like, he's out there, he's stopping the run, he's doing his job. A lot of people, unsung heroes, new rookies doing their job, stars making the all-pro, Pro Bowl teams, great defense.
They play with a ton of energy, so much emotion on that defensive side of football.
All right, so you talked earlier about Nick Foles and what to expect. So here's Case Keenum, not a ton of postseason experience. He's had such a phenomenal season, but playoffs feel different. It's all different.
And I'm worried about Case Keenum in this aspect. He is a very emotional player. I mean, Mike Zimmer, he's talked about it in his press conference. I have to calm him down sometimes. He's been waiting for however many days it's been, 2 weeks, 15 days, to play. And Case Keenum is almost, I don't know if it's linebacker emotion or the way he gets fired up. He may have to be calmed down, especially early on. You got an easy throw to make. You're so geeked, you float it. Is it an easy interception? Are you going to have to calm down the mentality of a guy that gets so excitable? His head coach, coach talks about it. Like I'm getting excited right now.
Just relax.
Case.
Put you to sleep.
Yes. Calm down. Trust your veteran teammates. Treat this playoff game like week one.
And by the way, and especially you have to wait through the whole weekend to play it. It's the capper of the whole weekend.
Exactly.
All right, what do you think? Who do you like?
Man, these Vikings are a tough team, and I'm going with the Vikings here. I think Case Keenum will have to settle down in the beginning, yes. But the Vikings defense is just too good. I mean, they're just solid on all three levels. Harrison Smith, already showed you how special he is. He'll make a play to help out his young, emotionally unstable quarterback. Go ahead, Vikings. Get the win.
Yeah, I agree. I think that when you look at the Vikings and what they do defensively, Anthony Barr, which we talked about earlier, Eric Kendricks, another one. And then you said, you know, Harrison, they have so many big-time playmakers at all three levels. I like them.
Yeah, I mean, this has been the steady, consistent.
At home.
That defense at home, and that's how we started the segment with that crazy crowd. If there was any place I could be this weekend, that's
the one.
That's where I'd want to be. That's going to be fun. All right, as we continue here, 2 coaching seats have been filled, but 4 still remain. Adam Schefter is back. He's going to get us up to speed on the coaching vacancies.
I am the travel.
Will be Buffalo's 4th different offensive coordinator since the start of 2016. The move adds more confusion to a Bills offense that has been non-committal at best to quarterback Tyrod Taylor. Other quarterbacks with new coordinators next season include Aaron Rodgers. He'll be working with Joe Philbin again, the offensive coordinator for Rodgers' only Super Bowl run. The Seahawks fired Darrell Bevell this week, and Russell Wilson is waiting on his replacement. Bevell was the only offensive coordinator Wilson had worked with since entering the league in 2012. Cam Newton will be working with Norv Turner next year, one of the more interesting quarterback coordinator pairings in the league. And add even more uncertainty to Andrew Luck's situation. Luck hasn't thrown a pass in over a year, and the Colts fired Chuck Pagano. Things will look different in Indy next year. Speaking of different, Derek Carr will have a new coach and coordinator in Oakland next year. John Gruden will bring Rams quarterback coach Greg Olsen as he takes over the helm with the Raiders. Eli Manning still waiting to see what his new coaching staff will look like. Nothing's been finalized for Big Blue, who fired head coach Ben McAdoo in season. And there's the big question mark for Alex Smith or Patrick Mahomes, depending on how you look at it. Matt Nagy, now the new head coach of the Bears. Smith, only one more year on his contract. We'll see how all of that plays out as we bring in Adam Schefter. So, Adam, 4 head coaching positions still open. So how much does that have to do with candidates who are still coaching this weekend?
Everything, Susie, and usually by this point in time, when we get to divisional playoff weekend, most of the candidates are chosen, selected teams have a favorite in mind. Now we've got 6 openings this year. Only 2 have been filled. The Oakland Raiders hired John Gruden, and of course, we saw the Chicago Bears hire Matt Nagy. But because you see Matt Patricia, the Patriots defensive coordinator, Josh McDaniels, the Patriots offensive coordinator, Pat Shurmur, the Vikings offensive coordinator, Mike Munchak, the Steelers assistant coach, all involved in the playoffs, not to mention some of the other coaches still involved. It has slowed down the process, and it's the reason that the coaching carousel this year has not spun nearly as quickly as it has in other years, and the reason that we still have 4 vacancies. These teams are waiting to see which coaches are allowed to be hired after this weekend, and then maybe after the results of these games, maybe we'll have some movement.
Nagy building the staff there in Chicago. A big piece to the puzzle is being able to keep defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, who we know was sought after by other teams. So how is that going?
Well, essentially what you have here, Susie, is that Matt Nagy has been recruiting Vic Fangio the last few days. And it's a situation where they came at him so strong, they made it so that he couldn't say no. They gave him a 3-year deal. The agreement was just reached a short time ago. Vic Fangio in today, meeting with Matt Nagy, meeting with the Bears, going over what it would look like for this upcoming season. And apparently Vic Fangio liked what they said enough to agree to that new 3-year deal. Vic Fangio stays in Chicago as the coach of that defense, which is a big boost for Matt Nagy as he takes over the Bears.
That's a solid combination. We know as things fall into place this weekend, there'll be more news coming. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Susie.
As we continue here on NFL Live, the crystal ball will look into the future and give our bold predictions for a divisional round weekend. That's coming next. Here's your AFC bracket. Titans-Patriots Saturday night. Jags and Steelers are the first game on Sunday afternoon. The AFC gets first dibs on Conference Championship Sunday, and they'll play their game at 3:05 Eastern. And so much for one game at a time. Steelers safety Mike Mitchell already has big plans for January the 21st. In an interview with Greg Bishop of MMQB, Mitchell said about the Patriots, we're going to play them again. We can play them in hell. We can play them in Haiti. We can play them in New England. We're going to win. So earlier in the show, we heard from NFL Nation's Jeremy Fowler, who said that Mike Tomlin is really okay with this, that he doesn't really want to suppress the players' feelings, let them say their piece, and so far the chaos has seemed to work for them. But how do you feel about
this?
This
is against everything that I know. That from maybe you know about it. You know about Dallas teams,
Trust
you
me,
know,
I know
but
about this.
I don't get it. You've given a good football team. He's writing checks he can't cash. You can't cash checks for your offensive linemen when those defensive linemen of the Jaguars, like Campbell and Ngakoue, all of those guys, Malik Jackson,
yeah.
Darius. Yeah. All right, you're not respecting us. You just provided a lot of motivation to a team, and that's the strongest card an NFL player can have is you don't respect me, and I'm going to make you respect me.
Yeah, but I've been on the opposite end. I played for a team where, you know, you had the Michael Irvins and the Deion Sanders and Emmitt Smith, and there was a lot of guys who had agendas and would say things in front of the media. It just depends on how you handle it within that locker room, because I've always been a big believer in distractions are overrated. And will Mike Williams have to, will he have to take care of his business? Absolutely, because he said it. But the other guys, go about your business. Don't worry about Le'Veon Bell. Don't worry about all that. Go out and play your game.
They made the Jacksonville Jaguars made them look silly.
Yeah, I made them look bad.
In
right.
week 5.
Yeah.
Week 5, they made them look bad. Ben looked bad. Everybody's searching for answers. I mean, they dominated them. I don't know where this comes from. I mean,
that's my issue. So my issue is this. The platform in which they're speaking off, this is not a team that's won a championship in a long time. The big monster is the New England Patriots. Just play your game. Just one game at a time. Play your game and then worry about them later. But that's just it. I mean, you're not talking from, if you were the New England Patriots, you can talk trash like this. But these guys, not right now.
This is where it comes out. Okay, the game's tight in the fourth quarter, all right? You're not winning by as much as you thought you would win. Wait a minute. Well, what do you mean we're still playing? That's when it catches you off guard. And that's maybe your lack of preparation comes in. I thought we were going to kill these guys. What is this? Whoa, whoa. Leonard Fournette's got 120 yards. He's coming downhill. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be like this. And then do you have strife on the sideline? You do your job. You get all the finger pointing going.
Oh, yeah, the argument starts to ensue, yes.
I can see it. Yeah. I can see it if this game goes a certain way. But we'll see.
Okay, so Mitchell maybe has the ultimate bold prediction of the week. Adam, what about you? Adam, what about you?
Mine, Susie, is essentially we've seen that the Philadelphia Eagles are the first #1 seed to be an underdog in the divisional playoff round. I will say that they become the first home seed to be an underdog to win in the divisional playoff round. Eagles win on Saturday afternoon.
Mine would be Marcus Mariota. That's my bold prediction. Throw passes for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. Marcus Mariota puts the team on his back this week.
Does he catch another touchdown pass? All right, let's go to mine. Antonio Brown. Yes, Jalen Ramsey, good player. Great defensive secondary and pass rush. Throw him the ball, Ben. He'll get it done. He does it again. 100-plus yards receiving versus this Jags defense. He will still get it done. Double, triple team, it don't matter.
Teddy, earlier you talked Vikings defense. I'm talking offense. Case Keenum, undrafted, unwanted, but who led them to a 13-3 record as the second most accurate passer in the league. This weekend, he outduels Mr. Accuracy, Drew Brees, passing for more yards and touchdowns as the Vikings keep it rolling. A ton of mutual respect between those two quarterbacks, right? What's left?
Look at that interception.
Oh!
See that interception?
You didn't That's postseason 4. We've got challenge flags coming.
Susie,
If you love football, then you love this weekend.
go.
I'm just excited, man. It should be a great matchup.
Heck yeah.
Outside arm free, still able to set that edge.
Hey, my 17-year-old boy can run through that hole.
I want to put you to sleep. Follow my Jaguar.
There's some trash in there right there. Let's get past this Blake Bortles.
Teddy Bruschi, I want lunch.
That's the nightmare.
I'll see you in the cafeteria, Chef.
White Snacks is brought to you by TurboTax. Hey, at least your taxes are free.
It's the 68th Annual Pro Bowl, Sunday, January 28th, 2:50 p.m. Eastern from Orlando, AFC against NFC on ESPN and ABC, with a special Spanish language production on ESPN Deportes. Plus, the second annual Pro Bowl Skills Showdown is Thursday, January 25th, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, highlighted by another epic game of dodgeball. You can also watch both live on the ESPN app if you're on the go, because now they're available on mobile phones. Right now, the NFL Live recap.
We the one they talking about. We the one. We the one.
It's coming to an end, winning Knicks. Welcome to the playoffs, people. Welcome to the playoffs.
How many times are we going to have this discussion on Monday? They don't have it right.
Right,
They don't have it right.
Yep.
Really epic fail, if you would.
I mean, come on, don't make any more dumb decisions like that, okay?
You can't go home with the homecoming queen unless you get a ticket to the dance.
Every week we talk about this. That means it's
wrong.
enough.
Yep. Right.
Little Adam is fired up today, too.
What's going on out there?
But look at you and her.
Okay.
Unable to do the electric slide, you darn self. How are you going to do that?
Because they're dead wrong. But you don't think I'm going to let you off the hook today? No, I'm not going to let y'all do it.
Leonard Fournette said that on the Twitter, Wendy Nick.
Okay, that's
Lewis is saying, don't at him.
Yeah, don't add him.
You got to keep up with social media.
Okay.
They got to know where it's going for.
Wendy Nick, this show is off the rails.
The grinder. I'll be a donut.
Ruden's Grinder. Wendy Nick.
There you go.
We'll get
Come on.
Ready?
Girl, ladies and gentlemen.
Off the rails can happen, can it?
Yes, it can.
Oh, every
Yes.
time, yes.
It can. Final stop, challenge flags. Adam, you're up first.
Well, Susie, we know that the NFL is now looking into the Raiders' hiring of John Gruden. But whether or not the Raiders did or didn't do anything wrong here, I think I'm going to challenge the league and the Fritz Pollard Alliance to come up with a better way so that these situations don't even arise and teams can't violate the rule in the way that the Raiders perhaps seemingly have.